All right, here we are with Noble Eagle 1, Part 2. So, as I was saying in the last video, we was talking about what was going on in Tooele. We had roughly about 3 months when we was in the deployment. And I already told you about the back 40. The back 40 is a long, winding road, bob-wired road that went all the way around the perimeter. It was a huge perimeter. And you have to drive up in the Humvee, get out, open the gate, drive the vehicle through, close the gate, and then move on to the next area, open up a gate, drive the vehicle through, close the gate. You can never, ever leave the gates open. So it was no go at this station for leaving the gates. So this one afternoon, like I said, about 3 months into doing Noble Eagle 1 here at actually at Tooele, I was out on patrol with one other vehicle. We were doing at the time 2 vehicles, and one of our guys called over the radio. He was, says, "Hey, we got an airplane flying around, buzzing low around the ammunition storage." We had, by the way, before we get into this, we had in Tooele, they had several open sand pits that they stacked bombs. We're talking about 250 pounders, 500 pounds, 1,000-pound bombs, stacks and rows of them out in the open with these dirt berms. Huge. These things were huge. If they were armed, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I think they didn't have whatever the hell that fucking demolition guys call the primer piece. I don't think the primer pieces was in it, but the bombs were actually pretty much fucking live and in your face, and we're talking about stacks and stacks of bombs. Anyway, we had these open pits, and there was about 20 of them that was in the back 40, and you usually just drive by them. You usually don't drive up on the pit itself, but we drive by them. And we got a call from one of the second vehicle that was out on the back 40, and he says, "Hey, we got an airplane flying over here, you know, and he's buzzing real low, and it has no identification marks on it." So our vehicle, we come rolling up on it, pretty much came rolling right up where the vehicle was flying, and we met up with the second Humvee, and the guys are out, and they had their weapons, and I look up, and sure enough, there was this plane that was buzzing roughly about 100 feet off the ground, and it was circling us, and where we stopped was right next to one of the fucking bomb stacks. So, you know, we got on the loudspeaker and we told them that this was a restricted area. They better, you know, warn them to move away or they'll be fired upon. And both of our Humvees, our guys jumped in the Humvees with the 50 cals and pointed the 50 cals at the low-flying aircraft. 3 or 4 of our guys came out with their weapons pointed at it. And then we radioed to the Provo Marshal's office, where we set up our headquarters and our radio communications. And we're like, you know, we see this aircraft, it's buzzing around. We gave the coordinates where we were. Well, actually, our location. I don't know if we can't give coordinates because, you know, we didn't have any mortars or artillery or anything. So, but I mean, we gave our location where we was at. Jeez, this lady didn't even wake up. She just drifted right into my lane. Wow. Crazy. She doesn't even know how to drive. So we gave the location. We're like, hey, this is what's going on. So the ranking E6 that was in our little group was asking permission to fire a warning shot. And all I can hear on the radio is says, "Stand by, do not fire, stand by." So we're like, okay. So after a couple more minutes, or like the aircraft is still buzzing. Learn to drive, lady. My goodness. She looks like she's about 90 years old. So we said, hey, you know, permission to fire a warning shot. They said, no, no, no. They kept yelling back at us over the radio. They were trying to find out where the aircraft came from. So they radioed and got on the phone and called security over at the airport in Salt Lake. And they said, you know, we got this aircraft that's flying around a highly restricted area. And apparently our LT, after of course trying to find the CO, informed these guys they better come over and deal with this aircraft or radio the aircraft, that we will open fire on them. We will open fire. So the plane kept buzzing for about another 2 or 3 minutes before it flew away to the northeast. So that, I don't know. I mean, the story that we got later on, that was actually the aircraft was actually taking photographs of the guard of our unit on the ground, but we never got the story on who it was or what it was or anything. There was no information. We never heard anything more about it, even though that we've asked about what the hell was going on. But some of our paranoid guys said, oh wow, that's CIA, bro, that's FBI, you know, or whatever, Homeland Security. So yeah, that was pretty weird. And you know, a lot of you guys are gonna say, wow, you know, National Guard, you know, blah blah blah. But it was a real world situation that could have got really, really ugly. Because if somebody at that Provost's office gave us permission to fire a warning shot, and if the plane did not fly away, then we automatically will open fire on it. And it was a little Piper Club kind of aircraft. So, I don't know, a lot of heads probably would have rolled for that one. But some of those clowns, especially some of the bozos in my, that was with us, you know, I saw these guys are fucking slapping in magazines and lock and loaded bullets. You know, and I said, hey, you better fucking unload that shit until we get the word. So, that's the name of this particular Noble Eagle 1 video, Noble Eagle Part 2. Noble Eagle 1 Part 2. And I probably got a few more stories I can tell you about this particular deployment and how freaking stressful and stupid it was.